Your job doesn't matter. What you're doing, when you boil it down, doesn't really matter. Why? Because on the path of awakening and presence and purification, no matter what we're doing, we should be trying to do it in the present moment. So it doesn't matter what we're doing. And if we are surrendering and staying present, that is the highest devotion to God we can make. And purifying the vessel, of course, is staying present. So that's why it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're cleaning a toilet, driving a bus, you're a lawyer, you're a delivery driver, you're whatever. It doesn't matter. Because whatever it is, it's what you're always going to be doing at this moment because you're doing it. And there's a reason you're doing it, and there's lessons to be learned, and there's a vibrational match, right? There's all these factors. So it doesn't matter. So don't get caught in the trap of judging yourself against others, comparing yourself against others, right? And judging yourself. Because it doesn't matter, because all that matters is that we surrender to the unconditional love of the present moment, no matter what we're doing the dishes, mowing the lawn, at work typing on a computer. It doesn't matter, as long as we can do it as consciously, as presently as possible. This is the highest devotion to God. So that's all we really need to do, and that's how we raise our vibration. So no matter what, don't worry about your job. And the more you stay present and the more you purify, the more you'll raise your vibration and you'll match to different jobs. You will vibrate yourself out of old jobs that do not serve you. It will just happen automatically. You don't even need to think about it. As long as we focus on presence and purification, because they work off of each other. You need to purify to facilitate more presence, because you need to remove the acids and the chaos from the brain, right? So as long as you keep working on the foundations of our awakening, purification and presence, you don't got to worry or think about a thing, because everything's going to happen perfectly in divine timing. Everything's going to happen when you're a vibrational match for it, when you're ready. It's a game anyway. It's a game. It's all a game. Be the observer. Here's something. Here's a good exercise to practice. This is what I like to practice. Is whatever you're feeling through your body or emotions or whatever. I feel like I'm having a crappy day. It's been a rough day. It was a rough morning for me. But I keep trying to remember. Don't identify with the suffering. Be the observer. Try to observe the fact that this body feels a certain way, is tired, had a headache from detoxing or whatever, from vaping, whatever it is from, right? So try to observe that, and then eventually, those states will pass, and you'll observe it. Well, I can observe it without attaching to it and realize that's just part of this physical body in duality, as a part of this incarnation on earth. That's the hardest part, not attaching with our suffering, because when we can detach from the suffering and become the observer, that's when we start to see lessons and we start to progress. So it's a constant practice. That's it. No matter where we get hung up on the path of awakening, always come back to the center of the circle, presence and purification, and those two foundations will correct whatever is misaligned. You got this. Don't ever give up. Remember, surrendering completely to the eternal present moment of God's unconditional love, that's all there is. And God will take care of anything. We don't have to think about money. We don't have to chase money. Don't chase money. Just surrender. Because most of the money system, or the reptilian money system, as some people call it, is just part of the trap. It's a game anyway. It comes and goes. That's why I'm not worried about it, no matter what happens. And I'm not worried about the position I'm in. I'm not comparing my job to others. And some people might say, well, that job's way lower than this job. And none of it matters. None of it matters. Our job doesn't matter. There's only one thing to do: presence and purification, really. And again, what if you're sweeping? Ram Dass used to talk about the person who's sweeping, just their job is to sweep. You know, they're a sweeper in India, and they get paid next to nothing. But they are so content sweeping, just doing that mundane job because they are connected to God. They are present. They are living in, no matter what they're doing, they're in that present moment, that divine present moment. And it's perfect. And they know they don't got to worry about a thing. They don't got to think about a thing, because when you surrender, you are giving yourself fully to the care of the ways of the Lord. Although no matter what you do, you're in the God's hands anyway. I do nothing, God does everything, right? So don't ever give up. Keep going. Try not to get caught up in the play. Man, it's hard not to get caught up in the play. The news, the social media, the chaos, the people acting like this, showing you got to do this and that, and this is how you be successful, or you're not as success and failure. Whether you go up the ladder or down the ladder, your position is shaky. But if you stand with your feet planted firmly on the ground, you will have balance. Remember that. Don't chase. Do your work and step back. Don't do your work for the result. Do your work and let it go and give it to God. Because it does. Remember, coming back to your job doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're doing it in the present moment for God. So we shouldn't be attached to a result. The result is nothing. It doesn't matter. You're doing it for the present moment of God's eternal love, trying to act unconditionally in the present moment. That's hard. It's hard not to get attached to the result, the fruits of your labor. That's difficult. It's a practice. Just keep practicing and pushing yourself back. Do your work. Let it go. All right, I got to focus on the present moment. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, or whatever. You can do a mantra, helps. Anyway, I tried to make a longer video yesterday. My editing skills are lackluster, and the audio sync is off. So, working on that. Hopefully this video works for you guys. I got to work on my editing skills and my audio recording skills. We'll get there. Namaste.